So I want to start off by asking you a couple of questions. You can reflect on these as I speak, or maybe you can write them down. And the first one is, can you think of a time when you said something and later on felt, I wish I never said that? Right, we've all had those moments when you say something and then afterwards you think, I really wish I never said that. The second question I want you to ask yourself is, has there ever been a time when you wanted to express something, but actually you resisted, you restricted yourself from sharing that? Just write these down or think about them as I speak. And one of my biggest tips is never reply when you're angry. Now I know that's tough. When you're angry, you really want to react, you really want to respond. But actually we all know that a moment of patience in a moment of anger saves you 100 moments of regret. Right? We've all experienced that in our lives, and that's exactly what we want to stop here. The best way to do that is a 5-step acronym. It's called THINK. The first thing you have to think about is it true? Is what you're saying truthful, based on fact and objective, or is it actually based on a subjective opinion? This will actually help you decipher whether you want to use those words or not. The next thing you need to think about is the H. Is it helpful? Is what you're saying beneficial to the person? Are they going to feel that what you're saying is digestible, easily applicable, and actually practical and relevant to their situation? The third thing you need to think about is I. Is it inspiring? Are they going to feel transformed by what you're saying? Are they going to feel like they want to make a difference? Are they going to feel that they actually want to change their behavior, change their habits, and improve themselves? Is it inspiring? Ask yourself that question. The next thing you need to ask yourself is it necessary? Funnily enough, we all believe that everything we have to say is necessary, but in reality, we can actually let a lot of things go. And therefore, we have to really think about this one. This is a really important point. Maybe that person can learn from their experience. Maybe someone's mentioned it to them before. Maybe they're already trying to tackle this change. Really reflect on whether what you have to say is necessary. And the fifth and final point is, who knows this person best? Are you the best placed person to share this information? Or is there actually someone else who will be able to influence them in a much better way? If you apply these 5 principles at any given time, you will make your communication much more conscious. Visualize this acronym THINK and make yourself stop to think whenever you're challenged with a given situation. Remember, never reply when you're angry. And if you are going to reply, do it with this acronym. First thing, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And do you know that person best? Figure that out first and make your communication conscious. The second principle in being the change and transforming our lives is actually never make a promise when you're happy. Now I know that may sound counterintuitive or slightly strange, but actually when we're happy, when we're feeling positive, we have this tendency to overpromise or overpromise that we can over-deliver. And what that does is that it creates expectations that never existed before, and we overcomplicate our lives. The way to do this is actually to create more balance in the way we receive and respond to things going well and things going negatively. We have this thing that when we have a negative experience, we feel really down and depressed. And when we have positive experience, we are at the opposite end of the scale. We have to learn to build balance in our lives and become equipoised in both happiness and sadness. The reason is that both of them are interchangeable and both of them happen throughout the course of life. And the third and final principle for conscious communication to be the change is never make a decision when you're sad. We all have this tendency to make big claims, big decisions, and say big things when we're feeling down and sad. You've done it before, I've done it before, we've all been there. How do we stop ourselves from doing this? It's actually developing an internal dialogue. So the next time you're feeling down and wanting to make a big decision, write down to yourself why you believe you made negative decisions in the past when you're in that position. Think about the negative consequences you've created for yourself, so that next time your mind decides to want to make a decision when you're sad, you'll be able to remind yourself of how that's not worked for you before. A lot of this requires a regulated lifestyle. It requires meditation and mindfulness and actually building up a stable clarity of mind. And so actually a lot of this will be affected by how you spend the rest of your day, who you interact with, what you read, and what you actually absorb throughout the day. I hope that some of these tips have been useful, and I look forward to sharing a lot more with you as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.